All right, ladies and gentlemen, we should be live. Today we're going over the real estate market, everything that is happening out there. Uh, it's crazy to see 7% interest rates nowadays with a housing market so hot, and you have so many people purchasing homes at these super high interest rates. So I'm super excited to get started with you guys and going over the real estate market, what's happening, what I'm seeing in the market myself, but then also support all the what I'm seeing in the market with the data that you need to have in order to understand really what's happening. So super excited to go through that with you guys. But if you guys can comment down there and let me know if you... Hi John, I just spoke to Joanna right now. If you can hear me, that will be amazing, just so we can... If you can hear me, that will be amazing. Looks like you guys can hear me, at least. But let me know down in the comments. Just want to make sure, double check with you guys. Then we're going to get started. But let me know what you guys did for 4th of July also. Let's get the Q&A started. That way I have some questions to answer once you guys start leaving those comments down there. So, and we're going to go over the market. I've seen some crazy activity in the lower price range. We're talking about anything at 450 or below. The homes are flying off the market with multiple offers. It's been crazy in that price range. And then over in the upper price range, more in 600, 700s, that's been a little bit slow. So that's the only downside to that. So let's go over a little bit of data though together in a second. I'm going to start sharing with you some news about what's happening with the interest rates, and then we go more into detail about everything. So let's see. Share my computer screen. Here we go. Bankrate says that interest rates right now are at 7.1%, rising 7 basis points since the Federal Reserve went out and said that they're going to stop raising interest rates, I'm guessing. But we're looking at right here 7.10% all the way until in May. In April we had way lower interest rates, but right now it's been trending up big time. And the way it works is, guys, the interest rates are not necessarily directly correlated to the 10-year Treasury yield, but the Treasury yield is a pretty good, kind of like a pretty good comparison to kind of understand if this is where the interest rates are going, because it's kind of like a baseline and then they build up on top of that. But right now they're for the 10-year Treasury, we're almost at 4%, which is pretty high. That's pretty much at the peak where we had back in March. We had that peak, and then we also had it back in October last year, where we were around 4%. Actually, in October, we kind of peaked at 4.22%, which kind of hurt the market quite a bit. It really got people to stop completely buying. In fact, those were the best times to buy real estate last year, as the same house that was, let's say, $400,000 back then, right now it's going for about $450 to $460. So that's what's been happening, even though the interest rates have been kind of creeping up again ever since then. But we've been at high interest rates, well, considered high, but I don't know if they're really considered high if you're talking about historically, because we've been going up ever since 2021 as far as the interest rate goes. Back in 2022, well, at the end of 2021, so January 2022, interest rates started creeping up, and that's when we saw this huge increase right here. But we've been level for almost about a year. Like, we're about 9 months into it, that we are at about 4% interest rate, which is about 6.5% to 7% on a 30-year fixed rate mortgage on a house. Let me go back here. Let's see what's happening on this. All right, we got 9 people watching. Hey, what's up? Joanna says hello. Can you tell me about the Sky Canyon area? Of course. See Pimpin 100. I'll tell you what's going on with the Sky Canyon area. Leave all your comments down there, guys. We're going to start talking about real estate market in Las Vegas, what's happening. We're going to give you guys an update on what I'm doing with my business as well, how we're expanding into property management, all that good stuff. So stay tuned until the end of this video. Let me go back here. We're going to finish talking about the market really quick, and then we're going to go over some Q&A. So keep leaving some questions on there. We're going to cover, Sky Canyon and all that good stuff. And we'll go from there. Okay. So when I go to the MLS, however, I'm looking at some data right here and what's happening in the market. So we look at the median sales price. Okay. Now this one goes back all the way until 2020 when the median sales price was $282,000 over here. We had this huge bull run all the way until last year in May where the median sales price, and this is for all construction types, okay? So this is not single family homes only. If I go to single family homes, it's kind of similar, but all construction types. So we're talking about condos, townhomes, and all that stuff. Averaged out, the median sales price is $445,000 at the peak, which was May of last year. Ever since, we had a correction all the way until January where the median sales price was around $386,000. And then ever since then, here in Las Vegas, we had a rebound at $405,000 right now. However, this is, I would say, it's not really accurate compared to what we found in the market because this averages out only resale homes. It does not include new homes on this graph. So you got to keep that in consideration. New homes got beat up big time last year towards the end of the year. And we were able to get 20%, 25%, 30% off of some of these homes last year. So that was really impressive. And, it was crazy that we were able to do that in the market. But right now with this rebound, we're about 5% back up. Ever since the rebound, we're still year over year. What is this? June 2023, we are at $405,000. We go to June 2022, we were at $445,000. So we're still about 10% down. But at the peak, from the peak to the bottom, we were probably around 14, 15% down in average sales price. Well, median sales price, sorry. So now, but what does that mean, Jack? How is it going as far as if I get into the market right now, what should I expect to spend, right, on a house that is, let's say, a median sales price house? The amount that you should expect to spend is about $405,000, right? But how is the competition? How many homes are on the market? Well, let's look at that. New listings coming up. Not many compared to all the listings that we had back in June or the year before. So as you can see, listings coming up, the supply coming in is not much. And that's obviously because you have a lot of people that have way lower interest rates than what we have right now on their mortgages. They can't sell their house to move to another one and go from a mortgage of $2,000 go up to $3,000 of the mortgage. That doesn't make sense. So people are going to stay put, and we don't have as many listings coming up. And I've been saying this for 2 years probably that the market is not. I hate to say I told you so, but I told you guys so that the market is gonna rebound. It's gonna do great. Look at the amount of homes for sale. Look at this. This was back during COVID. Here it is, January before COVID. Actually, let's go back a little bit more, 5 years. You see, this is January 2018. And supply started going up and up because this is when they were raising the interest rates. They raised the interest rates all the way to, I would say the average mortgage was at around 4.5% to 5% back here. And then what they did is they started dropping them right before COVID happened. And then COVID happened and they dropped them down to zero pretty much. That's when inventory started going down as well. February hit, that's when this is pretty much COVID. So from here we had people get scared, and then you had more homes come on the market. That's why we had this increase right here. But then it slowly dropped back down to pretty much 4,000 homes on the market. Back in February 2022, which was right before they increased interest rates, when they increased interest rates, a lot of people started listing their homes on the market. This is FOMO right here, fear of missing out, of not being able to sell their house and get the top dollars. They didn't get their top dollars. They started getting rid of their, putting their house back off the market, and then you have this decrease, pretty much a straight line down to 5,600 homes on the market as of June 2023. That is very, very low, because right now we look at how many homes are getting closed and sold. We're at 3,150 homes in the month of June. That is a lot of homes. That means we have less than 2 months of inventory on the market, which is crazy. The days on the market also is another parameter here. The median days on the market, as you can see, when the market was correcting all the way until January 2023, as I mentioned before, that's when we had, the days on the market. In order to sell a house, it would take 42 days, which this is a good parameter to say that, hey, people are not getting their homes sold. It's staying on the market, so they have to drop the price usually. Ever since then, March, April, we're down to, again, 16 days on the market. And I can see it from my clients that are, selling their houses, at least in the lower price range. The homes are going quick. We just put on the house on the market. It was a townhome 360 was the sales price, 360,000. Within an hour, we had an offer. We had 3 offers within 24 hours, and it went for above asking price. So that's what's happening right now in that lower price range. Or you start looking at other places, like new construction homes. I'm going to get into that in a second, but I'm going to go over a map and try to show you what's happening in the new construction homes, where everybody is at. But that lower price range is flying off the shelf. But if we look at, okay, what's the average mortgage right now for $405,000? So I just pulled this from Redfin. Home price, if you were to buy a house at $405,000 right here, you get a down payment of 5%, which is what most people do. And you get a fixed interest rate of 7% if you're buying a resale house. Obviously, if you buy a new home, you might get some incentives where the builder buys down your rate, maybe to 5.5%. But on a resale house, you're probably going to spend 7% without having to buy down any rate. And the monthly mortgage payment is going to be at $3,073 per month. Now, I don't know about you, but not many people can afford for a starter home, because this $405,000 on a resale house, you could probably afford a 3-bedroom house, 2-story, okay, 1,700 square feet. On a new home house, this is probably going to cost you at least $450 right now. But $3,000 for a regular starter home, that's a lot of money. Now, we look at the interest rate if you were to go new. Let's say you can get the best interest rate out there at 5%. The payment would go down about $400. That's pretty good. That helps a lot already. But then eventually, what we used to have back in the day when we had COVID, $2,100 a month. That's more reasonable. If you were to rent somewhere, that's what it would cost you to rent. So why not just buy it? And you're buying a brand new home as well. So that's what we have going on right now with 7% interest rates. You can see people are getting squeezed out $3,000 a month for their payment, which is crazy. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about the situation. Where is it going? What does it mean for the market? What do you think is going to happen in the future? Because I've been seeing prices going up even with these interest rates at 7%, which is crazy. So let me know down in the comments. Let me check right now, actually, the comments, what's happening out there. All right, let's see a few people what they're saying. We've got 16 people watching. Thank you so much. Hit the like button, guys. That helps a lot, by the way. All right, so let's answer a few questions, and I'm going to go over what's happening in the new construction market, and then I'm going to see if we have any other questions after that, and then we'll call it a day. So West Coast J1, that's Joanna. Hi, Joanna. Nice talking to you earlier. We'll figure out that situation tomorrow. Don't worry about it. Pimpin says, can you tell me about the Sky Canyon area? What's there to say about Sky Canyon? Sky Canyon is a beautiful new master plan community coming up in the northwest of the valley. I'm going to show you right now on the map where it is and what it does it have good going on for itself. A lot of people ask me about Sky Canyon. There's still a lot of homes out there. It's a very hot market. It has a lot of inventory right now because, inventory has been going down. So it used to have a lot of inventory because there were a lot of new construction homes being built. But now it's all dried up. Everybody's buying out that neighborhood. In addition, Northwest is great when it comes to traffic. It's very low on traffic. It feels like it's more on the outskirts kind of thing. But if you look at it from on the map, you're probably going to be around 25 minutes away from the Strip, from Chinatown, 15 minutes away from Summerlin. You know, you're looking at the Northwest area. This is what we call the Centennial area up here. Hold on. Centennial area right here, or Providence, whatever. And then we have Sky Canyon up there. Shoot. Let me go back here. See if I can open a Google Maps. That might be easier. Sorry about that, guys. Sky Canyon. Oh, there you go. We're already on it. Okay, so check this out. Sky Canyon is anything north of Grand Teton right here. It's pretty much this area right here. It's a really nice area. It has a lot of new construction. You have a big Smith's Marketplace. A lot of builders such as Lennar, KB, KB not in right now, but they used to have KB. They used to have Pulte. But it's mostly Century homes. They have all kinds of square footage, big 2-story, single stories, and all that good stuff. And then you have Toll Brothers over here. They offer single stories and 2 stories, mostly like the bigger 2 stories. Very nice neighborhood. I see a lot of potential in here because it's surrounded by all master plan communities. It has an easy access to all the freeways. You have 1, 2, 3 access points on this side, 1, 2, and 3 access points on this side. They're also building another street right behind it over here to connect these 2 freeways. So it's very well positioned as far as infrastructure goes. It's a great place to live. It's very nice. It's a master plan community. HOAs are probably going to be around 130 to 180 depending on where you're at, which builder. And it's really nice. I mean, they're building 2 brand new schools right next to the Century communities right now, which is, I think it's a really good thing for the future appreciation, as well as a new casino. It's going to be a Stations Casino right here, right behind that Smith's Marketplace. So that's going to bring in a lot of business. And this, I think, is going to be a big hot spot up here in the Northwest. So that's my take on Sky Canyon. Let me know if I was right about that or not down in the comments what you guys think about that. Let's see. We have also Trevor Pano says, would it be better to have, let me see if I can share it with you guys. Can I share it? I thought I could. Hold on a second. I know there's a way to share it. Add to broadcast. There we go. Trevor Pano says, would it be better to have a house with a swimming pool in the backyard or to build one? Definitely buy a house. Unless you got the money to do it later, you have 70 grand extra to build a pool yourself, buy a resale house with a pool already. That's a smart financial decision. Now, if you got the money, you're okay with building your own pool after, then great. I'm just not a big fan of, I love being in a swimming pool and everything. I just don't love to clean it myself. It's not an ideal situation. It's expensive. It costs me, I have a rental property with a swimming pool in it, and it costs me $140 a month for someone to go out there, clean the filters, do all that stuff every month. It's just expensive. You got the maintenance and all that stuff. It's not worth it. Higher bills, higher electric bill, higher water bill, and all that stuff. So I'm not a fan of it personally to own it. But everybody has their own thing. You know, some people are like, hey, if I move to Vegas, I need a pool in the back. And I get it. It gets hot here in the summer. We're finally over 100 degrees, which is crazy. Thanks for the likes, guys. We got 7 likes. Yeah. Pepperoni Pizza says, do you think the long-term rent prices will go down when short-term rentals are converted into long-term rentals because Clark County has begun cracking down on illegal short-term rentals? Well, that's a good point. Now, in order to answer this question, we got to figure out how much supply would, if your hypothesis is right, of that Clark County is really going to catch all the illegal things, how much supply is that going to add to the market? Let's do a quick research. I don't know. It's a good question though. I wanna know the answer to this too. If the short term rental is gonna hurt us, which they've been cracking down. I have a lender. She has a short term rental. She sent me a letter from the county that they sent her from the county. If you don't take off your Airbnb listing, you're gonna be fined up to $10,000 per infraction. I'm like, holy smokes! She took it off right away. Let's see. How many short-term rentals? Okay, short-term rentals does what's it called? Las Vegas have. There we go. Official estimate: there are 10,000 short-term rental properties. What? No way. That's a lot. They're not allowed. I know they're not allowed. Is it profitable for Airbnb? It's very profitable, but you got to do it legally because the city puts in too many. You see, Assembly Bill, it says 363 legalized the practice of using homes for commercial lodging in 2021. That was in 2021. I don't think that 10,000 is right. 10,000 short-term rents. There's not 10,000. There's no way. Let's see. This must be. It's a news thing. You can't really. Okay, so their official estimates: there are 10,000 short-term rentals in Clark County. Rental properties in Clark County. Only 2,800 short-term rental licenses are up for grabs. Yeah, I don't think. Well, let's just say, okay, just for the sake of this this answer, so just to try to figure out if this is the right thing, okay. Let's say it is right that we have 10,000 homes that are short-term rentals. Okay. Now, if those were to come back on the market, yeah, it would definitely hurt. But how many are they actually going to crack down on? Right? How can they really find these short-term rentals? Is there a way for them to do it? If they do, what percentage of them are they going to bring back on the market? Is it going to be 1,000? Are 1,000 rentals going to go back to normal and be, purchase? Maybe they'll just put them up for sale if they can't do like a regular long-term rental. Or how many of them are going to go and be just rented for long-term, right? Or just sell them? How many are going to come on the market? It'll be inventory that we much need right now. And the answer to that is probably going to be, maybe half of them will. Half of them won't care and keep doing it illegally, right? That's possible. It's not like it's a big deal. So 5,000 homes. Let's say 5,000 homes come on the market as a long-term rental. 5,000 homes, that's much needed, first of all. Yeah, it could affect the rental market, maybe 5%, 10% down on the average rent price, at least for the short term. Eventually, once they're eaten up, then, who knows what's going to happen. Rent prices are going to keep going up. But as long as we keep printing money, like if it was just monopoly money, then of course, the prices of rents are going to keep going up, and good luck with that. Let's see. So I hope that answered the question, but yeah, I think it would hurt if it's 10,000 homes, which I don't know. This data is very speculative. I don't think we have that many short-term rentals. I know there are quite a bit, but my guess is going to be probably we have like licensed maybe like 2,000 rentals or something like that. Non-licensed probably like 5,000 extra. That's my guesstimate. And even if it were to come down to okay, the market, putting them back on the market, let's say half of them come on the market as a long-term rental. That's 2,000 homes. It's not that much. It will help a lot. It will drop prices, but not by much, in my opinion. I think most of those people are actually going to sell it, and then you're going to have a homeowner, so it might affect a little bit the home prices. But even if you added 2,000 homes today on the market, you still have only 7,000 homes on the market, so it's not much. All right, Joanna says thank you, Joanna. Capital improvements require permits in Nevada, right? Yeah, yes, capital improvements do require permits in Nevada. Technically, not everybody does them, but yes, John. Orly John Greppo, let's see. Orly John Greppo says, tell me something about Cadence in Southwest. What can I say? Cadence, let's share the screen. A lot of people from this chat, I'm guessing they are buying a house, they're in the process of buying or something. So let's go over that really quick. Let's look at the map. Google Maps, we have Southwest and Cadence. For those of you watching, Southwest is this area right here, so west of the 15, south of the 215, so it's kind of like this area. Although they consider Southwest more of Spring Valley as well, but this is more the older part of town. I'm guessing whoever's asking this question is asking for, this part of town, the newer part, which is where they're building all the new construction homes, compared to Cadence, which is all the way out here, right? Now, pros and cons of each. Southwest is awesome because it's a great infrastructure, lots of exits on the freeways. Traffic never gets that bad. You can get in and out. You have everything you need around you. You're 10 minutes, 12 minutes from the strip. So location is prime. It's very close to everything. It's one of the closest areas to the center of the city where you can kind of travel to Henderson or to Northwest Las Vegas to Summerlin within 20 minutes. And you don't have to worry about traffic that much. And you have a lot of new construction home. It's a nice area, so it's a great place to live in with a lot of potential in the future. Versus Cadence is, yes, a nice area. This a lot right here that you see, and it's nice. I love Cadence. Within Cadence, I'm not a fan of the Henderson area out here. It's not the greatest. It's a little bit more older part of town with, not the greatest crime and all that stuff. But that's what I go over with my clients, to figure out, their crime rates and all that stuff. I have a website that I show them. We go through that process. But then the Henderson that everybody likes, which is Cadence in Henderson, right? Cadence is the master plan community. Henderson is the city. Henderson it's a huge city. But the place that everybody wants to be in is this kind of mountain edge right here, where you have McDonough Ranch, Green Valley Ranch, you have Inspirata down here, Anthem. All of this area right here has some really good school districts and all that stuff. Inspirata right here, brand new homes, where it's a very appealing area to be in, similar to Summerlin, So, but yeah, Cadence, I like it. I'm not a fan of the traffic getting there. It kind of creates a bottleneck right here in this 215 freeway getting there. So every time you're getting in and out from all these traffic lights on this Lake Mead Road that becomes a 215, it's just a mess. There's a traffic accident over here. You're going to have a 45-minute drive to get to the center of the city. So I'm not a fan of that. Other than that, I really love Cadence within Cadence. It's a beautiful master plan community, low HOAs, $50. Love it. Let's go back and let's look at the next question. WT says, hi, I have the same question as Pepperoni Pizza. It seems real rental market is slowing down a little. It has slowed down. Let me show this one right here. The rental market has slowed down a little bit, but you got to consider we were going really fast up until last year. Let's say a 2,500 square feet home. I was just with a client today at a Kiwi home, showing them some rental properties, that they could rent it out. And I was estimating what the rent could be. So I ran the comps. I ran it also for another property that I'm about to buy. And yeah, so I ran the comps and I was looking at what it could rent for compared to last year. And there's the 2469 floor plan, a very famous one. Everybody loves 5 bedrooms and a loft. That could have rented last year in 2022 or 2021, probably for about $3,200 a month. I'm not kidding. It was crazy. Maybe $3,000 a month. Okay, $2,800 to $3,000. It's pretty conservative. Right now, when I'm running the comps, you're probably looking at $2,600 a month. That's $1 per square foot. About $300 less than what you could have gotten last year. That's about a 10% decrease in rent prices. That's for that home. The lower price range, however, let's say a smaller home that is 1,700 square feet, 2-story, It's still renting for $2,100 right now. Last year probably could have gotten $2,200, but still $2,100. It's not a significant, drop. Rent prices are staying up for that lower price range, maybe a little bit higher price range is getting a little bit hurt, but at the end of the day, people need a place to be in, and if they can't afford the high interest rates, they're going to go somewhere else, and that's what's happening. So it seems that the rental market is slowing down, but it's still hot. If you have a rental house to rent, it's going to rent quick. There's a big demand for it because people cannot afford to buy a house in the first place. So yeah, that's what's happening. Let's see. Seems the market up. Let's see. Bill Anderson. What's up, Bill? Hey, Jack. I noticed in your latest video that you say the selling price is negotiable, but you can't say what selling price is. Can you give us an approximate percentage? Good question, Bill. So here's the problem. I've been scolded before because I go on to a YouTube video and I mention a price in the video. I say, I think we can bring them down to this much. Let's say a house was like $650. I think I can bring them down to $550, right? And what happens is the builders, they get mad at me because then they know that I know stuff that the public doesn't know, and they don't want me to share that information because technically I'm sharing that information based on experience after having negotiated with them with other buyers, since I'm always working with new construction builders and I have a competitive advantage when it comes to this stuff. So I know where we can bring them down, what we can do, and they don't want me to share that information because technically I cannot use their name in promotion without their permission. And as long as I'm promoting them, they don't have an issue with me doing videos. But since I need to do videos for a living, I cannot say the price, otherwise they're going to tell me to take it off. And they might even ban me from promoting their products in the future. So since I don't want to get in trouble and I want to still promote their products and sell them if I can, I keep it to myself and I only keep it to the clients that hire me for my real estate services. That's why I do that. Now, to answer your question to how much can we get an approximate percentage? Well, it could go anywhere between 0% to 20%. I don't know. Every builder is different. Every builder is in a different situation. A lot of builders still have a lot of spec homes that they need to get rid of. In some communities they don't have to. So they won't give you a dime in discount. Some communities they have to. So you got to know the market. You got to know which neighborhoods are the most prone to getting discounts. And then you go from there. But that's why you hire a realtor to help you out, someone that can tell you, hey, in here they're desperate to sell. I think we can get you over here, this much, versus this other neighborhood that you like for whatever reason you like it. Over here you can get it. There's not much that you can do on the price. So yeah, that's the whole situation of that. Okay, hope that answered the question, Bill. But thanks for asking that. C. Pimpin says, loophole, change your listing to 30 days or more. Corporate B and B, then you can avoid those rules. That's a good point. As a matter of fact, you can do a 30 days or more rental here in Nevada, and that does not qualify as a short-term rental, is what Pimpin is saying. So what this means is you're doing a lease for 30 days or more. You can even put it on the MLS that it's 30 days or more. And then usually people will reach out to you, hey, can I rent it for 2 weeks or something like that, or whatever, But still, that doesn't get you the promotion that you need to get on Airbnb. I guess you can get on Airbnb, but it's like the long-term, like the month-to-month rentals on Airbnb. It's not the weekend rentals. So that's the only downside to that. Let's see. Bill Anderson says, I think I read that Cadence might have to drain their water feature due to water shortages. Do you give any information on that? I never heard of that. I don't know what this is all about, water shortages. So I don't know how to answer that, Bill, to be honest. Let me see. Let's do some quick Google search to see what we can find, what the media says. Cadence drain water Let's see what comes up. Could tighten water restrictions, drain population. Let's see. Fox 5 Vegas says this. Could tightening water restrictions drain popular Henderson Pond? Oh, this pond is what they're talking about. That's what you're talking about. So this is the center of Cadence right here. You have also a pool right behind you over on the south side over here. That's on this side is Lake Mead. Let's see what they say.
This will never get old. Seeing doesn't come easy for me. I need glasses, and Pair Eyewear is my new favorite glasses brand.
Tightening water restrictions in southern Nevada means tough choices for local communities. Leaders of the Cadence development in Henderson say they may one day have to remove a focal point of the neighborhood, the pond at Central Park. Fox Eye's Kim Passoff is live there tonight to explain. Kim?
Yeah, so this is not a done deal. It is something that is still up for discussion, but people who we spoke to here say they do not want to see it happen.
Yeah, that sucks. You can see I'm here with my kids. This is one of our favorite spots to come. They're over here riding their bikes.
Kaipo Arlena moved to Cadence in 2019 and says Central Park and the pond was a major selling point.
It's actually where I usually bring our family and friends because it's one of the most scenic points that I can find in Vegas.
With the perfect view of the Strip, Central Park Pond is a popular spot for photos, watching fireworks, and a place for families to enjoy. Cosette Cattle walks here daily.
I think it's beautiful. It's beautiful to sit and look at the water.
She is highly against removing the pond.
Oh, they shouldn't. It's such a beautiful sight to sit here. It's so calm and sit here and look at.
You guys are hearing
water.
this.
She says it has a positive impact on her mental health and well-being. She can't imagine the park.
Okay, now they're making it emotional, guys. All right, let's see. All right. What did you guys think? It looks like they're removing the pond. So pretty much this is all speculation. The reason why they're saying that, there's really nothing under it. It's just a news trying to create an article. What it is they have this big pond in the middle. So in Vegas here, we're in a desert, so water is going to evaporate and go up. So yeah, it's possible that could happen, but I doubt it. Honestly, it's just not going to happen. I don't think so. It's just, news baiting, trying to bait people into watching their videos because they want more views. But no, they won't drain. I don't think so. Just water evaporates, so it's a waste of water technically. When we are a very energy efficient water, water district. Here in Vegas, the water is pretty much 99% of it that goes into our sinks. Pretty much gets recycled. All your showers today, it all gets recycled, 99% of it. But the one outside in the landscaping doesn't. So if something, were to evaporate, we're going to lose all that water. So that's why they're saying that. It makes sense, but honestly, I don't think it makes a big difference. Let's see, almost done here. We have builders are planning to make more homes next year. Oh yeah. Right now we have a bunch of builders that are actually starting to put in a lot of spec homes because they foresee the market. They actually predicted it well this time that the market has been crazy and they need to sell quick move-ins. I had this weekend I had 2 clients waiting on the waiting list of KV and in Inspirada for some townhomes, and they released 21 homes that are spec homes. So they started building these homes knowing that for sure people are going to buy them. And 21 of them, literally, they're going through them like cupcakes. They had over, I think, 90 people on the waiting list to get these homes because of that price range under 400,000 just on fire. And they're selling them fast. All upgraded. They put in 40 grand of upgrades in a townhome. They're still selling them like cupcakes. So builders know that. They're building spec homes, expecting to sell them eventually in the future. That's what happened last year. It looks like they never quite get to, quite learn that that's not a good thing to do. to speculate on that. Let people just build it themselves. But greed is a bad thing. So builders are always gonna make those mistakes. I don't know. Maybe if they raise interest rates, they're gonna be in trouble again. More deals for us. People get better deals with the quick move-ins. I don't know. Or they might time it well. They might say, hey, you know what? There's gonna be so much demand, and they're gonna make a lot of money on the spec homes. Just risk reward kind of thing. All right, Live Free says, can you explain Melrose versus HOA pros, cons, tanks? All right, so Melrose, we don't have Melrose here. We call it a different way, and it's also a tax that Melrose is a tax that stays with the property forever. It's like an extra tax that you just have to pay just because you live in California, I guess. I don't know. But over here, what we have is SIDS or LIDS, it's called, which is Special Improvement District Tax or Local Improvement District Tax. When you're in a master plan community, you might have a Local Improvement District Tax because it's local to that master plan community. Such as Inspirada has a LID, which is Local Improvement District Tax. That tax is a certain amount of money. For example, let's say you get a KB home, depending on the size of your land, it's going to be bigger or smaller. It could be anywhere between $3,000 to $8,000 kind of thing. You can pay it off up front. Sometimes they force you to pay it in payments so they can charge you the interest rate on it, and they can make more money on it too. It really depends on the neighborhood and what their rules are. But once you pay it off, whatever it is, $3,000, $8,000, if you have to pay a penalty or whatever, it's done. You don't have to pay anything else. That SID or LID is going to be gone. We do not have what's called a Melrose, where they have an extra tax, which is what happens in California. That's why their tax rate could go up to 2-3% total with all the Melrose and crap that they put into it. Over here, that's not the case. Over here, taxes are 1%. That's it. On resale homes, it's probably going to be less than that, although they did implement a rule right now that they can bring up taxes up to 8%. They can bring the assessed value up 8% per year on the resale homes, which is going to cause those homes to actually, it's going to allow the state to pretty much tax these properties a little bit more, like 8% more per year. Although we don't know if that's going to happen. We never know that. I think that's it, guys. Well, this was fun. Hope you got something out of this live video. And if you guys have any last minute questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna close this up. But I hope that was a little bit insightful about what's happening in the market. High interest rates, super high demand as well, which is crazy. But hey, at the end of the day, you're looking at what the real estate market was back in 10 years ago, even or 20 years ago. Interest rates, getting a 7% interest rate was a deal back in the day, and homes are still selling, and that's what's happening today. So it doesn't mean just because interest rates are going to go up that prices are going to go down. What's going to happen is people's expectations of what they can buy with a house and what their standard of living is going to be is going to go down. That's the big differentiator. And that's what's going to happen with, in fact, that's what we're seeing right now in the market, where people are buying smaller homes like a townhome. They're going from, okay, last year I could afford a 2,500 square feet home. I'm going to afford now a 1,700 square feet home. Or the people from the 1,700 square feet home, instead of getting a single family home, 3-bedroom, now they're going to go to a townhome or to a condo. The people with the condo, they can't even buy the condo. They're just going to rent for the rest of their life. That's just the sad reality that we're living in right now. And that's going to keep going. It's going to get worse. We've seen it happen in all other countries that have a long history of inflation, and they become this kind of society of renters where you don't really own anything, but you're happier sometimes, because you don't own anything. But that's what we're probably going towards. At least that's what it looks like. And people are going to be stripped away from their ability to purchase a home. That's why I really suggest people, even if it's a condo you're getting into, get out of the rat race. Try to get into a home that you can actually afford, whether that's a condo or a townhome, to get something locked up, at least for your primary residence. I'm not saying to invest yet, especially if you don't have the money, if you can't afford it, but trying to be at the mercy of a pretty much of a landlord that might increase your rent by $500 year over year is just not the smartest financial move and not the safest financial move for you and for your family too, because you're going to be in a situation where you got to work double jobs and everything just to pay for your rent. So that's my take on it. That's my 2 cents on it. But yeah, I told you guys at the beginning that I was going to tell you what's going to happen if you guys care. But we're expanding right now. I'm going to be opening a business called Graham Realty Property Management. So what's going to happen is we're adding one more person to the Graham group, where if you guys have any properties that you need to list for rent and you want a property manager to take care of it, I already do it to my properties. I know exactly what to do because I don't trust property managers, so I don't hire them. So I want to provide the service also to my clients as an extended a benefit to them as well, because I feel like the management in property management is just not there. They don't do a good job. They don't have the right connections or anything. So I'll be expanding that. I'm in the process of getting my property management license, although I can do property management already because I've been doing it for years for my own properties. And that's pretty much what I'm gonna do. And that's gonna be happening pretty soon. Within the next month, everything is gonna be running. I already have 3 clients that just purchased their home. I'm gonna help them out to get them, start that property management for them, and then that's gonna be the next phase where we're expanding into property management. Let me know what you guys think about that. Let's see comments. Any other comments we have here? WT says, thanks, Jack. Life Free says, good explanations. Thank you guys. Yeah, appreciate it. Well, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys on the next one. Whenever I can do it, I will do a live video update for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one.